$300 payments to get the vaccine. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee. Let's have a look at this article from news.com.au, which is discussing a suggestion or a proposal from opposition leader Anthony Albanese, $300 vaccine incentive payments. Now, for those of you that are hesitant for the vaccine, is $300 going to make a difference? I don't know. Let's have a look at this poll result I did. Before this actually came out, I asked people, would being paid encourage you to take the vaccine if you're hesitant? 16% said yes, of 2,500 votes, and 84% said no. Most of the people who are hesitant, who are not anti-vaxxers, looks like aren't going to be swayed by a cash payment. That's not the reason for their hesitancy. If you're a blatant anti-vaxxer and opposed to it, I don't think $300 is going to encourage them either. I think this is going to get votes for Anthony Albanese. If you've been vaccinated and you think, oh, fantastic, if I vote for this guy, I'll get $300. What could go wrong? Cha-ching. I think that's the cynical person in me thinks that is the entire point for this. It's a vote grab. It is a vote grab. What do you reckon, guys? What do you think? So let's have a look. I mean, I've suggested this in the past. If you just want high uptake, pay people money. Pay people money. If you want to address the people who are hesitant, mitigate their risks. Because particularly in the media, is playing it up. Say, okay, you'll get income protection insurance paid for by the government that will cover you for any risks. Your mortgage will be instantly cleared if you have severe reactions. Actually, I can see why they won't do that, because then everyone will try and work the system. Can you just see that happening? So, okay, now cancel that idea. I think that's dangerous. Anyway, every Australian citizen who is fully vaccinated by December 1 will secure a $300 cash payment under Labor leader Anthony Albanese's plan. Every Australian citizen who is fully vaccinated by December 1 will secure a $300 cash payment under Labor leader Anthony Albanese's plan to boost vaccination rates. I mean, this is the thing. Hitting the 70 and 80% targets that they want to reach is going to be really hard. It's going to be difficult. The media we're getting all these mixed messages about the AstraZeneca vaccination and its ability to deal with new strains of the virus. Well, it depends on which one you get, everyone. You know what? We'll have the vaccine passports, but then you'll have different tiers. So if you get the Pfizer, you'll probably get, put into this part of the, maybe the better quality part of the restaurant, because that's where all our politicians are getting. Then if you get the AstraZeneca, you get in this part. So, yeah. Oh, boy. It's definitely going to be an interesting future here in Australia, guys. It definitely will be. So, piling on the pressure to force Prime Minister Scott Morrison to consider new cash incentives, Mr. Albanese pledged it will deliver a shot in the arm for businesses and workers struggling from lockdowns. The government has failed on its two jobs this year, the rollout of the vaccine and fixing quarantine, he told news.com.au. It needs to use every measure at its disposal to protect Australians and our economy. The last date for a normal House and half-Senate election is the 21st of May 2022. So the Prime Minister must call an election before then. This next election is going to be very interesting. You know what? I'll do a poll and ask people, who do you think, I'm doing it right now, you think will win the next election? Will win the next federal election. So well organized here. And we'll do, LNP or LAP. LAB, Labour. Oh, hang on. We'll do the full names. Liberal or Labour. There we go. We'll add another one. We'll go other. Just in case, because everyone's complaining I don't put other, even though we want to encourage people to vote for minor parties. And we'll see if the 5 minutes I take to record this, if anyone's voted. So there we go. Did that work? Poll creative view. Okay, fantastic. It's worked. Wonderful operation here at Heiser Says, completely polished and professional. Mr. Albanese will argue the $6 billion plan would see the majority of that money pumped back into the Australian economy and help businesses weathering the lockdown and shutdowns across the country. Would it? And if you got $300, for getting the vaccine if you even intended to get it. Anyway, regardless, what would you do with $300? Would it be Bitcoin? Would it be silver? Would it be shares? I'd consider it found money. For me, it'd be shares. But that's my whole pocket money turning into dividend-producing shares. That's the plan I've been doing this year. The incentive plan follows national cabinet flagging that unspecified incentives will be offered to the vaccinated in Phase B of the rollout when 80% of Australians are vaccinated. I mean, this is what we want to see, everyone. We want to see incentives to encourage people to vaccinate. Informed consent and understanding of it, and then incentives to do it. You don't want to see a punitive punishment against those who don't. This is really what the two arguments are about. Okay, I want an Australia where you incentivize and encourage people to do what will help the nation, not punish people who won't do it. Okay, I don't want to live in Australia where we punish a bunch of people, where you exclude them and discriminate against them. That kind of goes against everything that we're taught about being Australian. And that, but most people don't care. I really get the feeling that people don't care anymore. They're over it. They're exhausted. They've had enough of all this bullshit. They just want it all to be over. So, these incentives could include not subjecting fully vaccinated Australians to the same stay-at-home orders as the unvaccinated, or greater freedom to travel interstate. What about if you're vaccinated, you get 2% off your house mortgage? What about that? I think that should be. I think that will bloody well work more than anything else. $300, you can shove it, But then that will just exacerbate the divide between those in property and those are not. And then you'll see, 1,000 years in the future, it'll be like this just dual society, where you've got the housing people up above living in a sky city, and then everyone else down below. The government has guaranteed that Australia will have more than enough vaccines to meet the 80% target range by December 1, but it's up to the Australians whether or not that many people will be vaccinated by then. Here's the problem. How many of you would be happy for the Pfizer right now, but not the AstraZeneca, because of what you heard in the media? Meanwhile, Australia's acting chief medical officer, Michael Kidd, has urged younger Queenslanders to strongly consider getting the AstraZeneca vaccine if they can, noting the outbreak now means the benefits outweigh the rare risk of blood clots. I've had family members that have gotten the AstraZeneca, all in the UK. They've had no issues or no complications, but I still rather the Pfizer just because of what I heard in the media. And I know psychologically that I can understand the statistics and the risks and, the benefits. But there you go. That's the power of media, guys. That's how it can influence you. At a press conference in Canberra, Health Minister Greg Hunt and Professor Kidd said the outbreak in Queensland had reframed the expert advice from Australia's Vaccine Advisory Group, ATAGI. Now, this is the problem. Reframing doesn't instill people with confidence. Changing advice doesn't instill people with confidence. You've got a whole bunch of people that are scared. You've got a vaccine that, at least from public perspective, has appeared out of nowhere very quick, even if it's based on extensive research still. And people are scared, people are afraid. And then you've got advice coming here from one, advice coming from another. You've got the experts giving you different advice. It's all over the place. What's the average punter going to do? Oh, you know what? I'll wait. I'll just wait. I'm fine here. It's all good. I'll wait. The benefits of the COVID-19 vaccine, AstraZeneca, are greater than the risks of the rare side effects occurring in all age groups, Professor Kidd said. They just need to compare it to the pill that people are taking that's given out like candy. The blood clot risk associated with that. So, what we have is 11 LGAs in southeast Queensland, which are a Commonwealth hotspot. Therefore, that means the definition of a large outbreak. On the 24th of July, ATAGI released a statement clarifying the existing advice on the use of AstraZeneca in younger age groups to say it should be taken in consultation with your doctor in response to the New South Wales outbreak. All individuals aged 18 years and above in Greater Sydney, including adults under 60 years of age, should strongly consider getting vaccinated with any available vaccine, including COVID-19 vaccine AstraZeneca, the ATAGI advice states. This is on the basis of the increased risk of COVID-19 and ongoing constraints of Pfizer supplies. Well, this is the thing. We hedged our bets on AstraZeneca as a country because we could manufacture it here. So I understand completely why they jumped on board with that one. And the Pfizer one, we just don't have the supplies of it. We're not getting the same amount as other countries. It may be a different story if AstraZeneca had not been smeared in the media as much as it has. In addition, people in area, or if the UQ one had worked without the side effects that they identified. In addition, people in areas where outbreaks are occurring can receive the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine 4 to 8 weeks after the first dose, rather than the usual 12, to bring forward optimal protection. Mr. Hunt also urged all Queenslanders to get vaccinated as soon as they were eligible. In terms of Queensland, our messaging is that the ATAGI advice has been reframed, he said. If you're over 60, AstraZeneca is the preferred vaccine. If you're under 60, it is something in a hotspot, which Michael has set out, in an outbreak area that people should strongly consider. But Professor Kidd's advice today was in stark contrast with Queensland's top health official, Jeanette Young. Now, this is the problem. This is the problem here. We're getting advice from one person, we're getting advice from another person. Can you blame people for being hesitant? You can't, okay? That's it, you can't. You get all these people complaining about, oh, look at those people who refuse to get vaccinated. They're so selfish in the media. But look at this. You're getting two different pieces of advice from two professionals, two of our experts that we're meant to defer to. You can't blame someone from going, you know what, I'll wait, mate. We'll see how it goes. So, asked whether it was a mistake to say people under 60 should not get the jab as Queensland battles the latest outbreak, she said the expert advice hadn't changed. I remain firm. They need to, as per the ATAGI and TGA advice, and advice if you look around the world, they need to. If they think they have a particular risk, immediately go and talk to their own doctor, she said. I said I didn't want 18-year-olds getting AstraZeneca, and I still don't. See, it's all over the place, isn't it? It really is. In New South Wales, Premier Gladys Berejiklian has urged Australians to get any vaccine they can in consultation with their doctor. If you're under 40 and want AstraZeneca, please check with your GP. If your GP gives you the green light, please get the vaccine. Please come forward and get the vaccine, she said. So let's have a look at, with that in mind, I'll just refresh this poll that I put out 10 seconds ago, according to this. Okay, do we have results? Yes, 55 votes 8 minutes ago. There you go. So, live results from Heiser says 27% say Liberal, 35% say Labor, and 38% say Other. Other is what I hope. Election, surely there'll be a super spreader event. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. They will win the election. Oh, come on. Anyone but those two is what the nation needs. Unfortunately, people think they're the only two options. Yes, well, people don't know how to use their preferences. They don't know how to use preferential voting to send a message. What needs to happen is Labor and the Greens need to form a coalition so people know what they're actually voting for. Any other party other than Liberal or Labor, both are corrupt. We end in the same place. The two-party preferred is flawed, thus needs to change. None of the above. Is that a hope or a dream? We'll see. 57 votes, 58 votes, it's staying the same. So with these polls, guys, I will review them on Freedom Friday. We'll go through all of the polls I put up the week and just have a chat about that and the news. So there we go. $300 vaccine incentive payments. What do you reckon? A cynical attempt at election vote buying? Or am I just getting too old and cynical here, guys? Or a good incentive to encourage people to step up? What do you think? As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can sign up for Self-Wealth or State. You can use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Aussie Broadband. Buy a merch from Heiser Says, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.